What's up, y'all? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Brianaya, and today we will be making some Southern baked mac and cheese. Take out your notepads because, baby, you're going to need to take some notes. I will be showing you my secret ingredient that'll make your mac and cheese come out the creamiest and the cheesiest. So I'm not going to ramble. Let's get right into today's video. So, first things first, you want to figure out your cheese. So this, I would say, is the most important thing when it comes to your mac and cheese coming out very cheesy and very good. I use mild cheddar, sharp cheddar, and mozzarella. And you want to get block cheese. Do not go get these people pre-shredded cheese, y'all. Because the block cheese, when you shred it yourself, it comes out even creamier and cheesier versus the packaged and fake cheese that they be selling at these stores. So make sure y'all get y'all a few good cheeses. For this recipe, like I said, I use mild cheddar, sharp cheddar, and mozzarella, and I also use a little bit of Parmesan cheese. You can use whatever cheese you would like, but these is the cheeses I use for this recipe. I use like this black grater or cheese grater, and I grated it all by hand, y'all. Don't be lazy, don't be cheap. Get y'all the block cheese and shred your cheese up. Yes, them hands are going to start to hurt. Them arms going to start to get tired. But I promise y'all, this is the best way for your mac and cheese to come out really cheesy and really creamy. It melts better. It tastes better. It bakes better. It's perfect. So just keep going. I usually do the entire block because, again, I like a lot of cheese in my mac and cheese. It wouldn't be mac and cheese if it didn't have a lot of cheese. So shred the entire block, or at least until you can't shred it anymore. So once all of our cheese is shredded, we can go ahead and start on boiling our noodles. So I just took some water, put my stove on high, put some salt, kosher salt, regular salt, and I boiled my water. So do not put your noodles into the water if it's not boiling, and then boil it. Let it boil first, let the water boil, and then add in all of your noodles. You can add whatever kind of noodles you would like, but I like to go with the regular elbow noodles, and I let my noodles cook for 7 minutes. If you are a pro like me, you can kind of eyeball it and tell when it's done, or you can take a spoon and just kind of taste it to see if it's the consistency you like. But I like for my noodles to be al dente, not too hard, not too soft, because if you cook it too long, it'll be very mushy. I went in with some garlic powder, onion powder, pepper, Tony Creole seasoning, and some seasoned salt, just to give the water some flavor, and that way the noodles isn't so bland when you go to put your pan together. I also took an egg. For all my no egg macaroni and cheese, y'all can go ahead and click off the video right now, because baby, I use eggs. I like for my mac and cheese to be clump and thick together. I use 2 eggs, and for this recipe, I went ahead and mixed up my eggs. Now I usually don't do it until I add in the rest of my ingredients, but for this mixture, I did 2 eggs and I mixed up the eggs. We also made some pork chops with this meal. So this is Pooh just seasoning up the pork chops, y'all. We love us some good fried pork chops. She's just seasoning the meat with, the regular garlic, onion powder, pepper, Slap Your Mama, Tony's Creole, and I believe some paprika for color. Now that my egg is all beat up, I'm going to go in with a little bit of, I believe this is condensed milk. It makes it creamy, and it's, if you look on a can, it's made for mac and cheese. So I just added a little bit of that. I don't usually use this, but I had it for Thanksgiving, so I decided to just kind of try it out. And then I add in some heavy whipping cream. Again, y'all, I do not measure anything. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I do not measure. I just kind of do it until our ancestors say that's enough. So I just, go in until I feel like it's right, and it's just enough. So I took a whisk and I whisk all that up, mix it up until it's nice and smooth. And then to check to see if it's smooth, I kind of lift up the whisk to see if all the egg is beat up in with the wet ingredients. So we're going to mix that up, and this is what we are going to pour into the pan of our mac and cheese, and it is going to bake with this mixture. The milk and the heavy whip is going to make it really, really creamy, and then the egg is going to clump it together so that it's nice, clump, and thick. That is the kind of mac and cheese that I like. If you do not prefer that, if you are a roux kind of person, you can go find another recipe, but this recipe is specifically for those who like their mac and cheese clumped, good, and baked. Now we are going to go ahead and strain our noodles. I do not like wet noodles. I want them completely stripped of the water, the hot water. That way they can stop cooking. If not, the noodles will begin to get really soggy and soft, and we do not want that. So I'm going to take these noodles and I'm dump them right immediately into the pan because they are very, very hot, steaming hot. And we want it to be hot because we want to put some butter in it, and we want that butter to melt. And we also want to add in a few cheeses to kind of get our mac and cheese together. If you wait until the last minute or too long to put in some cheese, it'll be too cold and it won't melt. So go ahead and add in some butter, and then you're going to season your noodles. If you are still watching up until this point, I need you to comment down below and let me know what y'all think of the recipe so far. And baby, if you do not see no seasoning on them noodles when you dump them into that pan, that means you did not season that water good enough. So I'm going to need you to go back and make sure you season that water. If you didn't season it, it's okay, but it just won't be as flavorful, the noodles itself, because we want the whole pan to be flavorful. We don't want it to just taste like cheese and noodles, okay? We're also going to go in with some seasoning, so it's okay to be light when you do season the water. Don't be too heavy because you don't want your mac and cheese to be too salty, because all the cheese we're going to add has enough sodium and salt. So make sure you add, a little bit of seasoning in your water. But I went in with some paprika, some seasoned salt, some pepper, a little bit of salt, and garlic powder. So we're going to give that a good stir, a good mix. We want every single noodle to have some seasoning on it. And once we get that a good mix and our butter is pretty melted, we want to instantly put in some of that cheese that we shredded up earlier. And every time you add in some cheese, you want to go ahead and mix it up. I added a bit of all of the cheese, the sharp, the mild, and the mozzarella. Like I did a mixture because I want like different kinds of cheeses. I want to be able to taste all the different cheeses within the macaroni. So you're going to do that. Whatever spoon you're using, it is going to get all clumpy and the cheese is going to attach to it. That's how you know you got enough cheese, okay? So you're going to just add a little bit of cheese at once, and then you're going to mix it up, and then you're going to add more, mix it up, and so on and so on. Don't add all your cheese at once. Give it a good mix. You want every single noodle to have cheese on it, seasoning on it. You want to mix this up pretty good, y'all. I cannot be more, I cannot say that enough. Mix as much as you can, because we want a lot of cheese. We want that cheese pull. We want every single piece. When you pick up a piece of mac and cheese, we want it to be cheesy. See, you see how the cheese is already starting to have like a little pull. So again, you see me mixing, and then you see me adding more as I go, and then I'll stop, and then I'll mix it up again, and so on. Okay, y'all, now it is time for the secret ingredient. The ingredient that puts this together, that adds all the creaminess, sour cream, y'all. It is the best. I love how it tastes. I love how it makes the mac and cheese creamy. I just love what it does. I can't explain it, but I saw this hack somewhere a long time ago, and I've been putting it in my mac and cheese, and it tastes amazing. It gives it that creaminess, but it's not too much creamy. I can't explain it, y'all. I love it. And I feel like it helps it clump together as well. It adds more thickness. And then as you can see, y'all, look at that cheese pool. Every single mixture, every time I mix it, it just gets even cheesier and cheesier. And that is what we want. So adding some sour cream. I think I went in there maybe like twice or three times, because this was a big batch. And I like a lot of sour cream because, again, it makes it really thick and creamy. So add in as much as you would like. Again, I didn't measure this. I just eyeballed it. Whew, okay, y'all, that was a lot of mixing, y'all. So after we went in with that sour cream and mixed it all up, we're going to go ahead and add in that egg and heavy whipping cream and condensed or sweetened milk, whatever it's called. And we're going to mix that in. It's going to allow for the mac and cheese to be even creamier. It's going to allow for it to bake and not be dry. It just adds in that perfect amount of creamy. I feel like that replaces, or it's the same thing as the roux you would make, but just not, baking or cooking that. So once I let my mac and cheese kind of settle, we went ahead and added in the pork chops to fry. We just coated it with some seasoned flour. We let it sit for a second so we can get that oil nice and hot. And then once the oil was ready, we tested it with a little bit of flour. We went in with the pork chops. All right, that's enough of that. Back to the start of the show. So my mac and cheese was all mixed up. I put it in the pan. I put my cheeses that I shredded, whatever I had left, I just put it over the top so we can get that crusted top that I love and that I could never master. I will always forget, y'all, because I thought you would just have to bake it really long or really high. And wrong. Put it in the oven at 350. This is our yams mixture. I don't know the ingredients. I believe she put sugar, butter, and maybe some cinnamon. It's for our yams. Literally that's it. I think she found the recipe last minute on TikTok. We have some sweet potatoes, and she's just gonna pour that mixture over the sweet potatoes. And then I think she forgot to add some cinnamon. I don't know. But literally that's all it was for the yams. All right, so in order to get this crusted, amazing top, I put the mac and cheese on broil for like the last 2 minutes. Once it was done cooking, once I felt like it was good, for baking, it was at a good temp, I went ahead and I broiled it. Do not leave it in there too long because you're going to literally burn it, you guys. Make sure you're eyeballing it and you watching it. But that's literally it for the mac and cheese. Quick and easy, good, cheesy mac and cheese. I promise you they are going to love you at the cookouts, Thanksgiving, Christmas dinner. And then here's the big finale, the cheese pull, y'all. This is how you know that mac and cheese is mac and cheese, and baby. Yes, look at that. Yes. Let me know what you guys think down in the description box below. Down in the comment section below. And I'll have everything listed in the description box as far as what I use. Again, I didn't measure it, so I won't have measurements, but I'll have everything that I use if you miss anything.